NFL schedules got released, and there's going to be a lot of discussion over the next 40 to 72 hours. Everybody is going to put out the exact same content. It's one of the times of the year, and I'm not trying to say like a better than somebody, because I'm going to put out some of the same stuff, right? But everyone's going to go, and you're going to see the same video, same talking points, which is top 10 games, and it's going to be Kansas City, Dallas is going to make that list for a lot of people because it's on Thanksgiving, and it's like those aren't even closely, like remotely close teams in terms of how competitive they are. It's just maybe the two biggest brands in the sport because the Cowboys are the Cowboys, which we're going to get to them in a little bit, and the Chiefs are obviously, even with the loss, still the current dynasty in the NFL as long as they have Mahomes and Reed. And everybody's going to put out games to watch for. They're going to start making their arguments for their teams based on, and I'm going to do the same. I am going to put out a power rankings based on the schedule, not a power rankings, but a predictions, predicting division winners and all this stuff based on your schedule. So I want to take this time to attack two talking points that I just truly hate, and it always generates this time of the year because of the schedule release. The first is opponent's strength of schedule based off last year. I think this is one of the worst metrics in sports that we use. If you are a team that you are going to say, like if you have the Tennessee Titans on your schedule, right, your strength of schedule is going to go down because the Titans are really bad last year. They got the number one overall pick. Denver opens up with Tennessee, and there's a lot of Bronco fans, myself included. I think Denver's defense is going to be great, but there was a lot of Bronco fans who went, oh, we got a rookie quarterback week one. Boom, schedule perfect. It's going to be a breeze. We're going to beat up Tennessee. Tennessee is going to be significantly better at quarterback. Tennessee made a handful of offseason additions on top of, yes, Will Levis was awful last year, but Tennessee, you could argue, has had two back-to-back good to really good free agent classes. Remember, they just got Snead from Kansas City a year ago. It didn't make a huge difference, and they got Calvin Ridley. It didn't make a huge difference because Will Levis was bad. And very few times, this is how bad Will Levis was, by the way, very few times fans can actually really understand how a team lost a game. Usually, like the NFL is complicated, sports are more complicated, and they're just going, oh, this play here or this play there. We all saw the 4 to 5 games that Will Levis lost his team in the game. Going all the way to week 1 of last year against the Bears, we saw the play where Will Levis lost it. But the Titans were ahead in multiple games. The Titans were competitive in multiple games. Their new head coach, the coordinator from Cincinnati, he showed a lot of promise. He just had a guy who made not just rookie mistakes, but even if he was a rookie, which he wasn't, made the ultimate, oh no, you can't do that, to the point of he was turned into a meme and mocked and ridiculed, and like, you can't go full Will Levis, right? Like, we saw the games that he lost. The Titans are going to be better. Cam Ward, just flat out, as a rookie, is going to be better and is not going to make the same mistakes that Will Levis made. Will he make mistakes? Yes. Is he probably going to struggle week 1 against that defense? Yes, especially it's on the road. All those things are plausible. But the Titans are going to be better. Meaning when you look at your strength of schedule, if you have the Tennessee Titans on there, it's already false because they are a better team than they were last year. If you had an easy strength of schedule the prior year, imagine having the Washington Commanders on your strength of schedule and going, oh, we get the Commanders, we get Dan Quinn, who at the time there was some retread head coach allegations because it didn't work. You know, he was coming off of Dallas, and it's like, this is his second chance being a head coach. Is it really gonna just, be that much better in Washington? They got a rookie quarterback. Oh, we got the Commanders. We're gonna boom. This is perfect. The Commanders made it all the way to the NFC Championship game. I'm not saying the Titans are going to do that, but this is how phony strength of schedule is going to be, and you're going to hear it over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, look at this team's strength of schedule. You know when strength of schedule actually matters? Strength of schedule actually matters to have those conversations when it's too late. Strength of schedule matters when it's the middle of the season, game 9, game 10, game 11, and it's like, okay, you're down the stretch strength of schedule. That matters because that's how the teams are actually playing that year. You find out, are their rookies good? Are their free agents contributing to the team? Are they well coached? That's when those kind of conversations actually matter and start to show up and mean something. When you say, well, they were bad last year. Okay, they were bad last year. What does that have to do with this year? If you believe at all that the team had a competent offseason, front office, players just get better. The Chiefs, during this dynasty run, that's one of the things that's flipped for them. Their offense 3 years ago, when Mahomes is the MVP, you would have went into the season going, man, we're playing against a top flight offense. And then their team turned into a top flight defense. So this team that you were worried about, oh my gosh, Mahomes is going to score 30 points a game, they're going to be all high flying all over the place. It was a great defensive team. Again, strength of schedule and basing stuff off the previous year is one of the worst and laziest talking points that we have in sports media. It just doesn't matter. Again, the Titans are going to be better. A team like the Giants, who, if they're on your strength of schedule, which they're on the Eagles schedule, they're on the Commanders schedule, they're on the Cowboys schedule, and because of their record last year, that's going to be a boost. Well, what if Jackson Dart, who they took in the first round, is a competent rookie quarterback? And they did not have competent quarterback play last year. Have you actually seen the Giants roster? Now, I'm not as high on it as a lot of other people, but Dexter Lawrence, now Abdul Carter, they've got a left tackle like Malik Neighbors. They clearly have pieces. They clearly have talent. And if Jackson Dart, or if you're a Russell Wilson believer and you think that's going to be the bridge, that's a better team than they were last year. Why does their strength of schedule matter whatsoever? The Patriots, they're going to be on there. Drake May now has a left tackle. Drake May now has a real head coach. He's going to be better. The Patriots are going to be better. But if they're on your schedule, your SOS is going to be really low. Strength of schedule is just a horrible, horrible argument in my opinion. Now let's go to the next one, which is primetime games. Everybody likes to look out for primetime games. Chiefs lead the entire NFL with 7 primetime games. The Cowboys are second. And I've seen a lot of people pushing. This is another one that's people are going to push back on. You're going to hear a bunch over the next couple weeks. Why do the Cowboys have so many primetime games? Because of the Cowboys. And before you say anything, the Cowboys are perfect for the NFL. They just are. It's very rare in life you can create authentic feelings of both hate and love and very strong towards the same thing. Sports does this. You become a fan of a team, you love that team, you immediately have rivals. You just hate. I became a Bronco fan. I immediately hated the Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs for no real good reason other than I said I like the team with the blue and orange horse. Same thing happens with kids. You have a kid, you love your kid. That is your prized possession. You love them until the end of your days. And some kid in second grade says something mean to him, and all of a sudden you're beefing with a second grader. You don't make the rules, it's just how it works. The Cowboys invoke these feelings on a scale that we just don't get to see. And every sport has one. The NBA has the Lakers, the NFL has the Cowboys, baseball has the Yankees. And these are all great for their sport. You need to have someone people love to hate and hate to love. It just works so well. And their draw is still, you can argue with it, you can say what you want about it, you cannot like their fans, whatever you want to say. They draw as well as any team in professional sports. I saw a segment yesterday because the Chiefs are playing them on Thanksgiving, and it's this, you're going to see this storyline too a bunch. Are the Chiefs now America's team? No. And it's not close. We had the same argument, or some people had the same argument, and you could have the same criteria when the Patriots were during their most dominant stretch. Brady, Belichick, take either the 2 tight end or the Moss years or the great defense years, whatever version of the Patriots you want to use, right? Clearly the best team in the NFL. They were the team of the century, as some might say. As successful as they were, and as much as people love to hate them, and they had this ever-growing fan base, they were never going to be the Cowboys. The Cowboys just had to get good to be super relevant. The Patriots had to be historic to be super relevant. The Cowboys, when they had Romo, they were good. And that made them the biggest draw in the sport. The Patriots had to get to multiple Super Bowls, go undefeated in a regular season, set the all-time scoring record on offense. And that 2007 season, you know who was the most watched team in the NFL? The Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys were 13-3 that year. That was one of the better Romo years. They were great that year. T.O., I think they had like 9 Pro Bowlers, 10 Pro Bowlers. Great team. They were not the 2007 Patriots. But the 2007 Patriots, and the same way, whatever you think of this Kansas City Chiefs team, are not the Dallas Cowboys. They just are. And it's great for the NFL, by the way, that they exist. It's the same way it's great for the NBA that the Lakers exist. And it's great for Major League Baseball that the Yankees exist. When you can just get that ire out of people by just existing. You don't have to force it. You don't have to create it. It's just there. So, Cowboys. It's like in the NBA, I'll end on this. The Golden State Warriors, who are now the most valuable franchise in the NBA, and I think they're second only behind Dallas in terms of all 4 major sports, worth $9 billion. They are maybe, I'd said early in the show, I think it'll be the last dynasty we have in the NBA for quite some time. Steph Curry is amazing. One of the most fun and exciting and greatest players we've all ever watched. Even Steph, as much as the Warriors have done for the sport, and Steph has done for the sport, and as big of a draw and attraction as he is, the Lakers did better numbers during a COVID season because they got to a title. And yes, winning a title is great, and I'm not trying to diminish that. Steph had a dynasty. Multiple NBA Finals championships. And then even post Kevin Durant, got back and won another one. Still can't do bigger numbers than Lakers. Still not a bigger draw than Lakers. You just have that one team in every sport. And it's good for the sport because we like making fun of Cowboy fans because they're delusional. We like making fun of Jerry Jones because it's like, what's he doing? And everybody secretly wants to be America's team. We just don't want to admit it, and that's perfect. We all would love. We make fun of trust fund kids because we think that a lot of them are immature or they don't really understand life, and there's a point of cluelessness to them. But we'd all love to be trust fund kids. It's a really easy life. You just wake up and there's millions of dollars in your bank account. Your parents figured it out. They did life in a way of which you're never going to have to struggle. You're never going to have to be concerned. You're never going to have to be worried. Sounds like a pretty good life to me.